A Friday night hums along a quiet main street, where a glowing neon sign promises comfort and tradition inside a beloved family-run restaurant. The aromas that drift through the door whisper of warmth, yet something colder waits beneath the tablecloths, a certainty that some people belong and others do not. When a poised black couple steps inside, the owner's smile freezes, and the room follows suit. Chairs scrape, eyes narrow. A few heartbeats later, the couple finds themselves ushered out into the night with practiced politeness that still cuts like glass. What no one in that dining room knows, least of all the owner, is that the couple carries a truth powerful enough to shake the town's certainty, rewrite loyalties, and expose a rot long disguised as tradition. The restaurant has stood for 40 years, a landmark that feeds hometown nostalgia as reliably as it plates up pecan pie. Its walls hold framed newspaper clippings and sun-faded photos of ribbon cuttings and grand openings. Locals brag that the tables are always booked, especially on weekends, and that the owner, a silver-haired stalwart of civic life, knows every regular by name. The dining room design signals permanence. Heavy wood, brass accents, and an old cash register that still dings like a bell tower. Into this tableau walk the couple. They arrive from out of town in a late-model sedan, dressed in quiet elegance, carrying the unhurried calm of people who know their worth. They scan the room, not with entitlement but with curiosity, reading the menu chalked on a board and taking in the clamor that means good food is near. Their presence bends the room's temperature. A server stalls. A hostess consults the owner with a glance that asks and answers at once. Policies become shields in moments like this. A rule appears from nowhere about reservations. A list that was never checked becomes suddenly ironclad. The couple accepts the words with measured grace, but lingers long enough for everyone to feel the awkwardness. A door closes gently behind them. Conversation resumes, thinner at first, then fuller, as if nothing happened. Yet the quiet outside grows potent. This night will echo. Because the couple did not stumble into town by chance. They have come here, for a reason that ties their history to this very street, to this very dining room, to decisions made long before anyone set tonight's tables. In the morning, the town wakes to headlines. The couple shared their experience in measured, factual language on a social page that neighbors scroll like a newspaper. The post includes no names, no rage, only an account of being refused service and a hope that the town values hospitality, in more than just slogans. The comment thread blooms quickly. Some insist there must be a misunderstanding. Others confess they have witnessed similar moments and looked away. A former server, anonymous but specific, describes quiet instructions to seat some families near the kitchen and others at the windows. Curiosity turns to research. Someone recognizes the couple from a recent news segment about community philanthropy. They are the founders of a national initiative that funds small-town libraries and scholarships for neglected neighborhoods. Another reader notes that they are in town to deliver a donation, confidential until now, to restore the very block where the restaurant stands. The story travels further than the town line. Journalists begin calling. The owner prepares a statement about policy and capacity, about timing and confusion. Yet the words land like silverware rattling on an empty table. By noon, the couple returns, not for a reservation but for the town hall meeting called with unusual speed at the community center across the street. The room is standing room only. On one side sits the owner, jaw set, flanked by familiar faces that have broken bread at his tables for years. On the other side stands the couple, composed, unguarded, carrying folders thick with plans. They reveal the purpose of their visit, a multi-year commitment to fund a literacy hub, apprenticeships with local businesses, and a grant to preserve historical buildings, including the restaurant, conditional on public participation and equitable access. The crowd goes still, Conditions always reveal priorities. The owner's history, unwritten rules, quiet seating charts, selective hospitality is no longer rumor. The choice is stark. Accept the mirror or reject the reflection and the future it offers. The couple does not accuse, they invite. The town inhales, long and shaky, and understands that the menu has changed from comfort to courage. Hours later, the restaurant's lights burn brighter than usual. The owner stands at the threshold, not to measure who belongs, but to face the community he cultivated and curated. A statement appears, short, unembellished, naming what happened without excuses. Staff training is scheduled, reservation logs are audited, policies that hid preferences are scrapped. An open seat table is added so no one waits for an invitation to be human. The owner donors a week's profit to the new literacy hub and volunteers to host apprenticeship dinners where every seat has equal weight. The couple meets quietly with the project's first cohort, a circle of students who admit they have often felt invisible. They tour the block with city planners and historians, pausing to imagine a storefront-turned tutoring center, a vacant lot reshaped into a garden, a wall repurposed as a timeline of voices long missing from the town narrative. Their gift is not charity alone. It is accountability with scaffolding, restoration with a blueprint. Word spreads beyond the county. Other towns reach out, asking how to begin their own renovations of culture and space. The restaurant remains open, but its fame changes tone, from legend of comfort to landmark of change. People still come for pie, but they leave talking about a community that learned to serve something harder than dessert: dignity. Tonight, as the neon sign hums against the dark, the door opens to anyone with an appetite for belonging. And you, watching, listening, what will your town choose when the mirror finally faces the room?